G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we are looking at the missing link Bumblebee. So I did Cliff Jumper that last time, and we're doing Bumblebee this time. Now, he's not too different from Cliff Jumper, except for the fact that he doesn't have the bazooka like Cliff Jumper has, although I admit his transformation, at least on mine, is a little bit more... what's the word? Sticky. Now, it could be just my copy. I don't know. So here is Bumblebee. And he does look very, very good. Now, this is the G1 toy-inspired Bumblebee. I am aware, I think I mentioned in the last video, that they were doing another version where it was the cartoon accurate. Honestly, these guys are, to me, going to be like representations of the G1 toys. I think the only one that I probably won't get in the G1 toy colors is RC. Because obviously we have the prototype color and we have the G1 cartoon color. But I'm going to go with the G1 cartoon color. It's the same reason also why I'm only getting the yellow Sunstreaker. I'm not getting the white Sunstreaker. I'm not getting every color variant, so... yeah. But he does look pretty good. Like I said, he doesn't have the bazooka like Cliff Jumper does. He only has his pistol, which is slightly different. Which, if I bring in Cliff Jumper, because I do have him next to me, there's Cliff Jumper's gun, and there is Bumblebee's gun. So that's a bit more cartoon. I suppose it's slightly different cartoon accurate because, once again, obviously I have a few figures beside me, but if I just bring in MP21G, as you can see, the gun is somewhat different. But obviously these guys didn't have guns when they came out, so give it for what it is. So there we go. As for accessories, and we do have a teeny tiny package. I did mention in the Cliff Jumper video that these are pretty expensive in my opinion, but it was something that I definitely had to wait for, and I haven't even taken this out of the packaging. I didn't feel like the need for it, but basically, I'll do it this way to make it easier. So you have stickers, so you can sticker it up how you want. You have instructions, and of course you have card, and I think the back of it was blank, if I remember correctly, and I don't know why he's just called Bumble. So God help me if they ever made a Bumble Jumper or something like that, or a Bumper, I suppose he's called nowadays. So that's it for accessories. So there we go. So we can take the gun out of his hand, and I have mentioned before that while the chrome is nice, I am worried that once upon eventually that it's just going to start peeling off. So I'm putting that very carefully aside so I can actually find it again. But yeah, he's a little bit tighter. He's a little bit what I'm calling sticky. Like I said, it could be just my figure. So articulation, head can do a full 360. I think I had a slight issue with Cliff Jumpers doing that. Head can go down, can't really go up. And it seems to bounce on this piece here. Arms, if I can get them, can do a full 360. It feels like there's a ratchet there. Doesn't really go up or down. It's just more the way the transformation is. You do have a butterfly joint, so it gets you out and in. You have bicep rotation, which can go all the way around. You have elbow bend that gets you that far. There's nothing at the fingers or the wrist or anything like that. There's no waist rotation due to the way the hips work. Legs can go forward this far and can go back that far. I'm assuming something there is stopping me, and I do not want to push it too far to actually break it. Yeah, there it is there. I probably mentioned all this in the Cliff Jumper review, but I can't remember. But you have this smooth movement that gets you all this forward. But when you get back, this impacts with the back of there. So it's not going to move. We do have upper thigh. What would you call that? Well, I suppose that's. Would you call that knee? No, the knee would be further. So upper thigh rotation does have a rotation. There's a mushroom peg there. Knee gets you that. I'm trying to get it without putting too much pressure on things. Knee gets you that far, or upper ankle, whatever you want to call it. You have, and you got the rotation here, which the same on cliff jumper I was a little bit iffy about. So it gets you that far and gets you out that far. Also, you do get in and out, so it goes out that far. So there we go. All right, let's get him transformed. So just like cliff jumper, it's very, very easy. Like I said, it could be that I didn't. I'm blathering. It could be just how this was made, but his legs feel a bit, as I'm going to keep using it, sticky. So we're going to drop our head, and that does not drop very far. We're going to put our finger on the back here, and we want to get all that ankle in. Now, this is where it's starting to, that's tight on me. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what my issue is. That is very, very, very tight. Trying to get that closed. So I'm going to have to be very careful getting that back out again. So there's a tab here, and there's a port here. Also, the gun works the same by looks as cliff jumpers did. You have this port on the side, and I'm going to go with this way because there's only one port, so that can plug in there, and then you can plug those together. So you do have weapon storage. I'm just not overly comfortable with that, so that's going to unplug again. Things are tight and tolerance weird, so that's what cliff jumper was fine. Bumblebee's a bit weird this way, but we're going to plug that together, and all this is going to slide in, or at least try to. Come on, there we go. Make sure our arms are out of the way, and that plugs all the way in. Now, of course, we rotate our biceps so our wheels are the right way round. Give that another squeeze to make sure things stay where they are. Now you have these ports on both sides. That's where your hands are going to go. So you're going to bring it down so it slips in, and then line that hand up and plug in. Same on the other side, down. Make sure things are the right way around and the elbow is not bent. Come on. Why are you having issue lining up? There we go. And just trying to line that up, make sure things stay plugged in as they should be. And there is Bumblebee in his vehicle mode. He does roll really, really nicely. Rubber tires. He also has the rub sign, which I don't know how well this is going to work. So hopefully my body temperature is enough. I'm not going to rub it because that's an oxymoron. And Autobot. Shock and awe. Now, obviously, I've said it before, he is meant to be a penny racer, which I get kind of how this sits, but it's more because of the way they peg. But that rolls really, really, really nicely. So let's do some size comparisons. There he is with Windblade. So very, very tiny, obviously. He is the size of a proper G1 Minibot because there he is with the reissue Bumblebee, which I think has it has the modified face. It's a pretty much 1-to-1, give or take. Obviously, the reissue's got a few more bells and whistles like the lights and stuff. So there we go. Yeah. So there we go. All right, let's get back to get him into robot mode. All right, so this is where I'm going to be careful because I remember his arms being sticky when I first transformed him. So we're going to unpeg that hand a bit. I'm going to pop it out, not too hard, but we need it enough that that whole shoulder there comes out, and bring that up. Unpeg this side and bring that out and up. So that locks our shoulders where we need them. We can then rotate our biceps so that our hands are the right way around, which in hindsight, just doing this now, I don't even think I brought it up on, well, technically it should rotate. But this one just feels like it doesn't want to go anywhere. So don't force it if you don't have to. So just be aware of that. Legs. All right, as long as this isn't like my proper reissue G1 Bumblebee, I'm happy about this. But it's wiggle out till it's as far as it'll go. You hear that slight click that tells you your crotch piece is as far as down as it's supposed to go. We can split our legs, which the tab is very tight on mine. So I'm just going to do that. Now, I remember these ankles being a bit iffy, and they are very, very tight. Very tight. So try to keep in focus would be nice. Oh, that does not feel good. It's a matter of just trying to get your finger in the right spot. Oh, there we go. You don't want to put too much force into it, otherwise you rip the whole thing off. But like I said, this could be just because of my copy that the angle is just very, 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 very tight. I don't know why. And now my shoulder's gone floopy, which is weird because that was the problem I had on Cliff Jumper as well. Only because I hadn't got my arm up far enough. Why are you doing it going all flippy? I have no idea, honestly. I don't know. I'm just going to leave that alone. It should secure pretty well. Why is it gone floopy? Hang on. I don't know. It's a little floopy, but it holds for the most part. It's just a matter of getting it where I want it. All right, so I was fiddling with the elbows a little bit. All right, so we can lift up his head, and there is Bumblebee back in his robot mode. I think I'm keep popping those heels in a bit further. So there we are. So we can do final size comparisons. So just off the bat, here we have the reissue Bumblebee, which is what I used for Cliff Jumper as well. Due to the fact that I do not have a reissue Cliff Jumper, I don't think that happened. So yeah, he's bigger, he's chunkier, and obviously he has a lot more articulation. Here he is once again with MP21G, technically G2 Bumblebee, because honestly at the time I couldn't get a Bumblebee, and I missed out on the original Bumblebee issue, so that was slightly disappointing, but I like my golden bug. Plus, I don't think, I can't remember if the original 21 had the jetpack. I know he had, I think, Spike or something. Spike, but I got the jetpack regardless. Anyway, so here we have Cliff Jumper. And we might as well bring him in. Here he is with Missing Link Optimus as well. So once again, Prime is a little bit knee bent, but about crotch plate's probably about right. So there's that. Probably should have done that last, but well, such is life. And why not? There he is with MP10. I'll bring him back a little bit. And I don't know if I said, actually, it's probably just easier to lift the camera up a bit. instead of just pulling them back. I do think a proper G1 Bumblebee, going by some of the scenes in the G1 cartoon, that's about the right size. So, yeah, I think, Bumblebee should be that, and, just using, I've already forgotten his name again. So, that's probably Spike size. So, that, to me, is proper G1 cartoon accuracy, but, P21G. So, there we go. But that is neither here nor there. So there we go. So if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment. And apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.